So he knows that he can get to the end of the race and still deliver a pretty good...
Hit him, what, around lap 14 last weekend. It was a surprise and a shock. He wasn't expecting it. That big tyre drop off from the...
Before Bagnaia is picking off the Aprilia there of Aleix Espargaro. Drawn out of steam, Miguel Oliveira in this race after an epic start for the number 88.
They had no choice to go for the MIR to run this off, but it wasn't going to last the race, and it's been a struggle for Lecuona and Petrucci, 19th and 20th on the... Alex Rins, turn 10, up the inside of Johann Zarco. He's made a couple of passes on the Frenchman, but Jorge Martin...
It was sort of around the halfway distance, wasn't it, where the Ducatis got, but he used his tyre up too much last week. He doesn't want to do the same thing again.
And pay a car park at turn 1. Vinales, 54.846 from him on the last lap. That was half a second, 2 seconds behind Martin.
Yeah, they're just so far back, aren't they? I mean, you wouldn't put it past them, but it would be some ride. Managed to get through. Again, asking questions here, Alex Rins, but Jorge Martin.
All calm and composed, isn't he, right now? Alex Rins at the moment, not been able to really get close enough to show him a wheel.
Rins was really miffed last week not to be in the hunt for the podium.
Turn 10, you could just see how Jorge Martin, but with Ducati, you can see having to make its lap time in sectors 2 and 3 in a different way.
Is there a minute up? He's on course here to go up the inside and take the lead of the race. No, again though. Rins have a look into turn 16. No.
And he's going to have to sit tight now, there's no way in a million years.
And here comes Zarco again on Alex Rins, and through he goes, and again all the work has got to be done again. Rider going so well like that to be passed on the straights time and time again, and Oliveira now has been passed by his teammate.
Way, unfortunately. The two factory KTM men, not what we expected from Franco Morbidelli. He only finished the race out of respect for his team, just a bad feeling from the rear end of that Petronas Yamaha.
Is the battle for the race win at the moment. Jorge Martin with a couple of tenths in his back pocket to...
54's last time around was Maverick Vinales. He's found some really good speed at this stage of the race. Tyre, Vinales a 54.987. He's now within 2 seconds of your race leader Jorge Martin.
Has broken away a bit. He's half a second clear of Zarco, but the worry comes in the form of tyre life.
Yeah, keep himself in the lead. Well, we'll find out, won't we, over the next 20 minutes or so.
There
I don't think Vinales will be either, Steve, because he's got really good rhythm. He's got pace, no doubt about it. He's...
And says thank you very much and moves up into 5th.
The Ducati doesn't even need a slipstream. As soon as Alex can do, Aleix Espargaro said last weekend, if there's one weak area of this new Aprilia, it's when they get it up to 5th.
Further back here, that's Pecco Bagnaia, number 63, going through, and that's where it all went wrong. 16 to turn 1. On board here with the race winner from last week, the race leader Jorge Martin.
Again, on that last lap, there's only one man in the 54s, and his name is
Second fastest lap behind Maverick Vinales. The second quickest man on the KTM is Brad Binder.
Yeah, really good rescue job by him. Valentino Rossi's taken Danilo Petrucci finally. Rossi in 20th spot.
This Moto GP race, but we're getting close to that point. Oh, a moment there for Alex Rins in
covered by 1.6 seconds. It's more Moto 3 than Moto GP at the moment.
Love that. Fantastic. That's for sure. On to the start-finish straight we go, and officially we are at the halfway point of this Grand Prix.
Snuff in the braking zone for the first corner. So we've got the half race distance, and Jorge Martin has led Ducati.
The two factory Ducatis here are trying to gang up on Alex Rins. Jack Miller and pace as well on the Repsol Honda. He's in 11th now. He's just gone past Miguel Oliveira. Bastianini, by the way, 13th.
Miller, the Aussie, in 5th spot. Found a way through on the Fuki of Alex Rins. First of all, he's got to contend with his teammate Pecco Bagnaia.
That he's been pushing so hard in this race, Matt, so hard.
Yeah, it was last week in their tyre. Big warning there, and then for Alex Rins, Aleix Espargaro having a real good duel here.
As well. Ooh. From Zarco.
Just took a bit of inside curve, didn't he, there as well.
Espargaro, who looks like he's struggling at this moment in time in the race. At the halfway point, Aleix is falling backwards as well. However, at the front, it is still a Pramac Ducati 1-2. We've got
their general manager, Gigi Dall'Igna. In MotoGP history, we have never had, still plenty of life in this race, but that's exactly where we are. Martin, Zarco and Bagnaia, with Miller looking serious.
As he always does, waiting for the latter stages of the race, and he's there. He's right behind.
A couple of laps ago, although he's got a big problem coming his way with Jack Miller Don't have a Ducati top 3, we could potentially have a Ducati top 4 when Miller gets that Desmond Sadici wound up to top gear down the straight.
Mir has had contact with a rider out here, and it's very unlike Joan Mir as well.
Miller frustrated, Mir merciless and war. It was a hard move, and Jack Miller was pretty frustrated.
Well, Mir knew it was to close that gap down in 10th. He's not that far away. He's got Polispargro and Enea Bastianini
brilliant
right on his tail.
Galore at the moment, Alex Rins, that's going to cost him huge drive down the start.
Oh, contact! Miller and Mir! Side to side!
Well,
That's
those
payback.
two are having some big scares. Alex Marquez has crashed out for the second week in succession right now, isn't it, here in Qatar? The heat being turned up under the lights.
Polispargro's eyes are lighting up.
Miller.
Mir went wide. Oh, blimey, I couldn't see what happened there. I'll have to have another look at that. That leads from Zarco. In third is Bagnaia. Back in fourth is Rins, placed. There's Vinales behind Miller. Mir's still in it as well. Polispargro, Ikeonis. Keep an eye on the Repsol Honda man. He's closing on this group. He is closing.
Mir came together. Ducati's strategy is working perfect, you know, just use that engine, Yamahas and Suzuki's. The thing is, guys, the tough bit about being on the Yamaha and Suzuki, they have
patience there. There's so much more to come here in this race, isn't there? You just feel that there's going to be a proper brawl going on.
Who knows what's going through Jack Miller's head, but from the outside looking in, of course, we'll find out after the race. But
Quartararo on Alex Rins into turn 1. Quartararo is looking quite tidy, isn't he? Lap time was 5.2. He was 6/10 quicker than the world champion on the last lap.
he was confident out of that Repsol Honda on soft tyres, but in race trim, he's looked strong all weekend. 8 to go.
Fabio Quartararo, who we're on board with, looks like the danger man. The problem he's got is he's got 3 Ducatis mentioned in the infield and find a way through on them. But if he can, he's got the pace to win, Fabio Quartararo, right now. And Alex Rins has regrouped as well, hasn't he? Cannot call this again.
Well, if you picked a favourite after FP5 though, and Quartararo just picks him straight back up and says, I'll have the place back, thank you very much.
That was a move. That was a... Jorge Martin still leads, ladies and gentlemen. The rookie on lap 15. 10, 11, 12 bikes here fighting it out. And Enea Bastianini, the other rookie, has also joined the party.
Hey, Martin, now there are just 7 laps to go. Still leads this Doha Grand Prix by a pretty decent margin. Too hot into turn 1. That's allowed Maverick Vinales through.
And when you look at Jorge Martin, probably cannot believe his eyes. He said, I'm going to learn so much behind.
That plan has not been executed, has it? Valentino Rossi at the moment.